which is your favorite song of
Favorite
Negative?
song?
Yes. The most you enjoy playing?
From the War of Love album, first album, I like pretty much Lost Soul and Naive. That's one of my favorites. And, from the second album, Sweden Deceitful, it's probably Until You're Mine. Also, this Never Ending Parade is one of my favorites. From this last one, pretty much like Since You've Been Gone and
Really cool.
from Anorectic maybe well, Fading Yourself is really good, I think. And from the Karma Killer, there's also, it's maybe my favorite album. There's, I think every song are really good. Like Gravity of Love is from the Karma Killer. It's really killer.
Do you see yourselves in the upcoming future with the same band, Negative? I mean, for 20, 30 years in the future, you see yourself in the band?
It's hard to say because I don't have this. I can't see, So yeah, we don't have crystal ball, and it's hard to even try to think where are we, and like after 1 year. So 30 sounds like hopefully we are alive.
I ask you this because bands like Scorpions, for example, or Judas Priest.
Yeah.
But that's our goal to be,
Yes, they're saying goodbye now because they want to continue because probably they get it all.
Yeah.
Probably they want to stay home.
Yeah.
Okay. So how often a musician thinks about the future?
It's more like you think more like what you're doing next weekend.
Periods.
Yes, yeah. It's like that. Of course, you have dreams, and you need to have dreams to look forward, and that you have some goal that you want to achieve, and those kind of things. Of course, you cannot. Things happen how they happen, and you just need to, work next week and do the next gig and see where everything is going.
And also, internet has changed things inside the music business. Probably 10 or 20 years ago, it was more difficult for the bands to become known all around the world. Now we can listen bands from Finland, from Japan, from Italy every day with a click, also with a cell phone or something. Do you think this would be easy for the bands today to get bigger, like the biggest bands? I mean, like Kiss or Metallica, because we listen a lot to bands.
Yes.
Do you think it is easy to create a big monster of music for the new future?
I think it could be maybe even harder than before.
Because there really isn't kind of
Because
new bands who are such big as Metallica.
Yeah, and if you think
Guns N' Roses in the 90s.
if you think those bands and when they started, it was the time that there wasn't internet. So you had to went to your favorite band's concert, and you had to buy that album. If your favorite band came to your city, you actually had to went there because you couldn't watch anything from internet or listen. Now it's like you can push the buttons and you can like even some of the live shows you can watch from your own home, sitting on a sofa and drinking beer and watching it from the computer. But of course there's this other side. Like for the smaller bands, it's a good way because now whatever band can put song on internet and demo bands and stuff like that, and it doesn't depend on record companies or those kind of things, that they can make their music to people to hear. So it's good, especially for the small bands. I think it's good thing.
Okay, from Playboy, I need to ask. I think Negative songs are very good for girls, chicks, for love.
Yes.
Are you happy with the thing that most of your audience are women.
Yeah, of course, we like women, and, but of course we have seen a change in how it was in the beginning. There was really mainly girls on the shows, but now we, for example, we play in Germany or even here and in Finland. There's more and more guys coming to the shows.
And it has been like that a few latest years.
Yeah.
Which is actually nice. Nice to see it. It's changing from the time that we released our first album, especially.
I'm seeing you and I'm seeing the Christmas tree. Do you like Christmas?
I like Christmas, and it doesn't have to do anything with this religion or any Jesus bullshit, but I still like it. I like to give presents. I like to have presents. I like this.
It's nice to be with the family.
Yeah, and eat good food, and we are
And
usually we are also drinking, and then when we go to some presents, so there's many times there's some games, and then we like to play those games, and it's funny. It's just enjoy and kind of having.
And I like that calmness of Christmas, that people are calming down. This hectic is going off, and people are coming down and be with their families. And that's,
Press has said that you were a glam rock band. Are you happy with this?
I wouldn't say that we are glam rock. If you look, I think like bands like Rat was glam rock.
Yeah,
or
I completely agree. Or probably Poison.
or Poison
T-Rex.
or
T-Rex.
yeah. And if you actually come to see a negative show, you pretty quick realize that, well, there's elements, but that's all, I think.
yeah.
How important for you is the image of a band? Not only for you, the image of a general band.
But I think you just need to be honest, with everything, with the music and how you are. And it's good to be yourself. And that's where the image comes, that you are yourself. Like we are. We dress like this also at home. Anyway. Honestness.
People, many times they want to put your music on some category, just that it's easy to them, but for us it's like, I haven't ever in a way like that, because then it keeps you on a chain in a way. If you say you're a glam rock band, okay, then you can't you're not allowed to do music which is like outside of that box, because then, hey, this is not you and blah blah blah. So yeah. So it's not so important.
Okay. Okay. Finally, you continue with the promotion of Neon album.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think for this point of your career, Neon is the best album you have recorded?
It's hard to say, because it's a little bit like, I don't remember who said that, but you can't, like, if you have children, many child, you don't pick one up and this is my favorite and you are not, it's a little bit the same thing, but it's hard to say.
And every album is, after all, a little bit different from each other. So there's things that you love in this album and this one.
Yeah. And also things you doesn't like so much. So it's impossible to say.
Which are the things that you actually don't like from the album?
Like, those are many times, those are kind of sound things, which some bass drum doesn't like kick enough.
But afterwards you think that could have been better.
This should be better and this should be better. And in the way, the whole first album is kind of, the sound is kind of, it makes me smile, and it's kind of funny in a way, because if we wasn't so good players then we are now, and also it's mixed. Well, it sounds what it is, and we didn't have so good instruments then, of course, because we were
Oh, really?
yeah, because we were like starting, and everything was kind of not so good. So that's why it sounds like how it sounds like. And I think if you compare that to, for example, next album, it's totally different, for my opinion. I don't know if people listen to it that way. It's also I know that I listen in a different point of view because I play than just
Yes.
fans. I think so.
And it's another question because when I talk with musicians, I like music and I try to listen it carefully, but for most of the people, it's not common to pay attention for the details, the little details.
Exactly.
A lot of people doesn't know the difference between a guitar and a bass guitar.
Yeah.
Example,
Yeah.
no? So, how do you think as musicians you are taking care about all the little details of an album, and most of the people only wants to sing the chorus versus chorus?
Yeah.
Most of the people just hear the vocals, and
Yeah.
the melody. Of
Yeah.
the thing.
and
Sometimes it's
I
a
think
good-
the
yeah.
negative songs has very precious melodies.
Yeah, that's
it
all.
kind of successful around it.
Yeah, that's what we like, and that's our strength. We like to have a strong melody.
So, but the question is, do you feel disappointed about this because you are taking care of all the small details?
No, it
for a big
just
album?
belongs to the job.
Okay. And finally, how do you understand the phrase sex, drugs, and rock and roll?
How do we understand it?
Yes, do you like it?
Well, I think it's
Yeah.
like trying to. It's one of those most difficult things in life that you kind of need to keep the balance, and it's no good thing to do or take too much anything. It's the same thing with that, and yeah, it is on our lives, but it's everyday kind of living that we don't. Everybody knows what happens in the worst cases, so I think you try
Or
to
the
take care
Yes.
of each others and others, and keep the balance. Keep the balance. It's important because
It's like a 50-50.
like a 50-60.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks.
nice.